So TikTok concerns me for a number of different reasons. One is the data that they have. Secondly is the algorithm and the control, who has the algorithm. Third is the broad platform. Influence operations, as we talked about previously, it's not only the fact that you can influence something, but you can also, turn off the message as well when you have such a large population of listeners.
Yeah.
I'd like to call this hearing to order. Good morning, General Brian Fenton, and Commander of U.S. Cyber Command and Director of the National Security Agency, General Paul Nakasone.
How concerned are you about TikTok and the influence that they're having on American kids?
So TikTok concerns me for a number of different reasons. One is the data that they have. Secondly is the algorithm and the control, who has the algorithm. Third is the broad platform. Influence operations, as we talked about previously, it's not only the fact that you can influence something, but you can also, turn off the message as well when you have such a large population of listeners.
Yeah.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I appreciate you coming. And I know we're going to be joined by a couple of our additional colleagues. Today, everybody's talking about TikTok and the ability of that platform to be used by the Communist Party both to take on data, but also potentially as a malign influence and propaganda tool. But before there was TikTok, there was Huawei and ZTE. And before that, there was Russia's Kaspersky Labs. So what we are trying to deal with here is the risks of insecure information and communication technologies, ICT. We lack, at this moment in time, a holistic interagency, whole-of-government approach. So instead of playing whack-a-mole on Huawei one day, ZTE the next, Kaspersky, TikTok, we need a more comprehensive approach to evaluating and mitigating these threats posed by these foreign technologies from these adversarial nations. With that in mind, I'm proud to stand here with some of our co-sponsors on the Restrict Act, which will give the President, and more specifically the Secretary of Commerce, new authorities to mitigate the threats posed by technology products from adversarial nations.
I've long been concerned about how every social media company uses the data it collects from users, and I've introduced a number of bipartisan pieces of legislation to bring more transparency to big tech. But I'm particularly concerned about TikTok's connections to the Chinese Communist Party, which repeatedly spies on American citizens. It was reported last year that China-based employees of ByteDance have repeatedly accessed non-public data about users in the U.S. despite TikTok saying to the contrary. And as Senator Warner pointed out, both the Trump and the Biden administrations recognize the need for a robust process in place to evaluate the threats that are posed by foreign technology. This legislation builds on those efforts by establishing a comprehensive process within the Department of Commerce to mitigate, and which ultimately could lead, I would add, to banning platforms like TikTok.